So in this problem, we have the weight of the body, which is simply equal to 250 newtons, and tied to a 2 rope, T sub 1, which is forming an angle at 20 degrees in the vertical, and across T sub 2, you have 38 degrees, okay, across the vertical also, okay? So the first and foremost that you have to remember here is the location of your angles. So you will see here that angle 20 degrees is forming 20 degrees in the vertical position. All right? So to find for summation, okay, to find for T1 and T2, we have to apply Newton's first law. It says that summation of forces along X is equal to 0, and we will also apply summation of forces along Y is equal to 0. Okay, so summation of forces along X. What are these forces? So you have your T sub 1 X minus, or we can say plus, the negative of T sub 2 X is equal to 0. So your T sub 1, you will see that X is opposite. So you'll see here, it's opposite. So T sub 1 sine of 20 degrees is equal to, we can put equal to here, T sub 2 sine of 38 degrees. To find for T1, our T1 now will be equal to T sub 2 sine of 38 degrees divided by sine of 20 degrees. So our T1 is simply equal to T2 times sine 38 divided by sine 20. Therefore, your T sub 1 is T sub 2 times 1.8. Okay? So you can say this is your equation 1. Okay? Now, if you want, you can also find the value of, instead of finding T1, simultaneously, you can also find the value of your T2. So your T2 here is simply equal to T1 sine of 20 degrees. Here we can find the value of T sub 2. Okay, so your T sub 2 is simply equal to T1 sine of 20 degrees divided by sine of 38 degrees. So your T sub 2 is simply equal to 0. T sub 2 is equal to T1 times 0.55556. Okay? Or from here, you can get directly the value of or your T2 already, which is simply equal to 1 divided by T1 divided by 1.8. 1 over 1.8 times your T sub 1. Okay? Which you will get the same answer, which is equal to T sub 1 times 0.556. Okay? So, this is your first equation. Okay? So, summation of forces along y is equal to 0. So, you will see that there are three forces along y. You have your T sub 1 y, you have T sub 2 y, which are both positive, and w, which is negative. So, we can say that your T sub 1 y plus T sub 2 y minus w is equal to 0. Okay, so, or we can put here plus, but there is a negative sign here. Okay, so we can say that T sub 1y plus T sub 2y is equal to w. Okay, but y here is cosine. Okay, so we can say that T1 cosine of 20 degrees plus T sub 2 cosine of 38 degrees is simply equal to W, which is simply equal to 250 newtons. Okay, so this is our equation 2. So you will see that we need to substitute 1, our equation 1 in equation 2. Okay, so what is our equation 1? We can say that T sub 1 equals T2 1.8. Okay, so T1 is simply equal to T2 times 1.8 times cosine of 20 degrees plus T sub 2 cosine of 38 degrees equals 250 newtons. Okay, so you see here that we will have a common factor of T sub 2. Okay, so 1.8 times cosine of 20. So you will see that your T sub 2 times 1.69 plus T sub 2 cosine of 38. And this is T sub 2 0.7788. Okay, equals 250 newtons. So getting the value of T sub 2, T2, 1.69 plus 0.788, you will have here times 2.478, which is equal to 250 newtons. Therefore, our getting to our T2, 250 divided by 2.478, so you will get 100.88. Okay, or 89 newtons. Okay, so this is the value of our T2. So finding for our T1 says here that T sub 1 is simply equal to T sub 2 times 1.8. Okay, so our T1 is simply equal to T2, which is 100.89 times 1.8. Okay, so T1 is simply equal to 181.6 newtons. Okay, so this is how we solve for T1 and T2. Okay, dear?